You move on fast, too fast, because if you slow down, you feel it. That quiet emptiness after every connection ends. So you find the next person and the next, and it works for a while. Then the emptiness comes back, stronger. You're not broken, but something is happening to you that most people never stop to examine. If you've ever felt this cycle, type real in the comments. No pretending. And today, we're breaking it down into 5 truths nobody tells you. Truth number 1, every connection leaves an impression. Every person you've been intimate with leaves something behind. Not physically, but in your memory, your emotions, your expectations. Your brain records experiences, how they made you feel, what you shared, what you lost. That's why you can move on but still feel pulled back randomly. That's not weakness. That's unprocessed emotional experience. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23. Not because your heart is fragile, but because it's formative. It keeps what you go through. If this already hit deeper than what you usually hear, subscribe now. We're just getting started. Truth number 2, you can carry more than you realize. When connections end without real closure, you don't just reset. You carry those experiences forward. Over time, those layers build up, and they start to conflict. Part of you wants closeness. Another part of you pulls away. And eventually, you stop feeling fully present anywhere. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. James 1:8. That inner conflict, it doesn't stay contained. It affects everything. Truth number 3, you train yourself without knowing it. The more short-term cycles you go through, the more you condition yourself to expect endings. So even when something real shows up, part of you is already preparing for it to fail. You compare more, you detach faster, you hold back more than you used to. Not because you want to, but because it's what you've practiced. Be honest, have you started pulling away faster than before? Comment yes or no. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. Galatians 6:7. What you repeatedly do, you eventually become. Truth number 4, numbness isn't always growth. At some point, you start feeling less, and you tell yourself it's maturity, that you're stronger, less attached. But sometimes it's not growth, it's protection. You didn't lose your ability to feel, you just stopped letting yourself go all the way in. Because of the increase of wickedness, the love of most will grow cold. Matthew 24:12. Love doesn't just disappear, it can slowly shut down. Send this to someone who says they're unbothered. You might wake something up in them. Truth number 5, depth requires stability. Here's what most people realize too late. Real intimacy doesn't grow in instability. It needs consistency, trust, emotional safety, and those things don't thrive in constant cycles of starting and ending. The two shall become one flesh. Genesis 2:24. That was never casual. It was always meant to be deep, unified, and secure. And Hebrews 13:4 says, let marriage be held in honor among all, and let the marriage bed be undefiled, not restricted, protected. So when you keep repeating casual connections, you're not just gaining experiences, you may also be reinforcing patterns that make deep connection harder to step into later. Not impossible, but harder than it needs to be. Now, let me be clear, this is not condemnation. There is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. Romans 8:1. People heal, people rebuild, people learn to love deeply again. But it starts with awareness and then a decision. If you're done with surface level cycles, comment, I choose depth. You were made for depth. Not constant resets, not half connections, not emotional leftovers. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Psalm 51:10. Restoration is possible, but it starts with a decision. So here's the real question. Are you going to keep practicing disconnection or start protecting your ability to truly connect? Think about that. Subscribe if you want real, honest, no filter conversations like this. And before you go, comment the truth that hit you the hardest.